Hi, how you going? Steve Barker from I'm Enough Coaching, and I've come again to talk to you today about the series that I'm currently running called We Are All Leaders. What I want to do within this series of live broadcasts is to share with you some insights and some tips that will help you become a leader of yourself, become a leader of other people. And the steps and tips that I want to share with you today is the 3 C's. What are the 3 C's? Well, the first one is we would need to be able to challenge. Then we need, hey John, how you going? Thanks for joining me. We need to be able to challenge, we need to be able to coach, and we need to be able to confront. Those are the 3 C's. So, hey Tanya, how are you? Thank you very much for joining me. Those are the 3 C's of becoming a leader. Now, hey Paul, how you going, shorty? Good to see you, mate. So the 3 C's of leadership. We're talking about leadership of self and leadership of others. Now, to become a good leader, we really need to lead ourselves first. We need to be able to set our benchmarks and stuff like that. So the first one is to challenge ourselves. If we can come up with a really good challenge and we challenge our thinking, we challenge our behaviors, we challenge our actions, this is where we can start to grow the muscle of self-discipline, and we can start to achieve the things that we want to be able to achieve in our life consistently. So constantly we need to be able to challenge our thinking. How do we do this? Well, we identify, and I've done a Facebook Live around this, so you might want to catch up on it, but we identified a gap. So really we ask ourselves, where are we now? Where is it that I want to be? And how am I going to be able to bridge that gap? When we can do that, we can identify the 1%ers. I call them the 1%ers because it's just one thing that we need to be able to change each time. If we try to change more than one thing each time, then we're not going to be able to work out what's working for us and what's not working for us. So do 1%. So every time you've completed something, every time that at the end of the day, this is how I do it, I just ask myself, hey, Steve, have you had a good day today? What have you managed to achieve? What were your desired outcomes? Did you manage to kick your goals? Did you achieve what you wanted to achieve? And if you did, or even if you didn't, what's one thing that you can change tomorrow? It's one thing that you can implement tomorrow that's going to make tomorrow a better version than today. So I identified what I call a 1%er. So this is the challenge part of it. The second part is, the second one of the C's is coach. So get coached on it. Find somebody who can be your accountability buddy. Find somebody who's already done this before. Speak to them. Work out how you can achieve the results that they've already had. If necessary, go and get a coach. You know, I've got a coach. I've got a business coach and I've got a personal development coach. It's really important to be able to have these people because they will provide you with different perspectives, different viewpoints, different insights, different understandings. When we can only see things on our own way, we've got our blinkers on and it's very limited. We can't see much. But when we're actually able to see the world as a bigger picture, and we can only do this from having different perspectives from other people. And the other thing about a coach is that they are independent. Yeah, they want the best for you, but they're willing to call you out on stuff. So a coach will help you. And if you can't afford a coach, then find somebody who's on the journey the same as you. Start to work with those. Now within the You Are Enough group, which is the Facebook group that I'm sharing this message within, we've built a whole community of people who are there to be able to help us and support each other as we go on our journey. So reach out through the group and find somebody who's doing a similar sort of journey to yourself and maybe have them as your accountability buddy or your coach. Like I say, you don't have to go out and pay for a coach. You can find accountability buddies around the You Are Enough group or other areas where you're interested in growing and developing. So first of all, we've been able to challenge ourselves. Secondly, we've been able to find a coach or find someone who's going to help us stay accountable. And then thirdly, the third one is to be confrontational. Yeah, address things head on. When we're not doing what we need to be doing, we need to be authentic. We need to be accountable. We need to have the integrity to put our hand up and go, yeah, that didn't go how I wanted it to. When we've got that ability to be able to do that, that's when we can really then start to identify the gap. Yeah, remember the gap I've just talked about? We need to be able to confront ourselves and others. If we're a leader of other people, just accepting, you know, what people are doing isn't going to give you the followership, the trust, the respect that you need to have as a leader. A leader will confront other people. They'll do it in a resourceful way, but they will call up people and hold them accountable to standards. Now, there's a phrase, and it goes something like this: the standard that we're willing to accept, or the standard that we're willing to walk past, is the standard that we're going to get. So if you're not happy with the standard of A, your life, or B, what's going on around you, then you can change that by actually calling people out or calling yourself out on that standard. If you don't do this, then the standard you accept, or the standard that you're willing to walk past, is the standard that you're going to have within your life. And like I say, if you're happy with that, that's totally cool. But if you're not happy with that, then you need to do something about it. And that's where we come back to number one, which is the challenge. So can you see how this all goes around in a big cycle? It's almost like a triad. So we got challenge, we got coach, we got confront. Challenge, coach, confront. And if we're able to follow that process, if we challenge ourselves and we coach ourselves to become the very best version of ourselves within that skill, that area, that hobby, whatever it is that we're trying to grow, then we can start to challenge ourselves and we go, okay, yeah, so I've kind of reached a really good standard. How can I go that one step further? What can I do next? And then we come back up to challenging ourselves. So when you follow this 3-step pattern, challenge, coach, confront, then you're going to be able to start to change your environment around you. You're going to start to become a leader of yourself. And you're only going to start to grow and get bigger and better at what it is that you're trying to do. If you're using this process within the workplace or within a leadership role, maybe you're running a sports team or something like that, or you're trying to be the best version of yourself for your kids. So, you're a mum or you're a dad and you want to develop your kids on, go through this. Challenge yourself, challenge them, coach them, hold their hands, show them what's expected, help them achieve those things. And then number 3, challenge it. When it's not going according to plan, when they're not hitting the standards, when they're not getting the desired outcomes, challenge them around it. It doesn't mean that you have to put them down, it doesn't mean that you have to bag them out or anything, but you challenge where their results are and how they feel that they can become better at what they're doing. By asking challenging questions but not giving the answers, you can start to facilitate or steer them towards the desired outcome. When we do that, they come up with the suggestions, they come up with the ideas, and it becomes their idea, so they're more likely then to lead into it and to become that person. So using these 3 principles, we can grow leadership skills within ourselves and we can grow leadership skills within other people. And when we can grow leadership skills in other people, we start to notice that everybody around us starts to take responsibility for their actions, starts to take responsibility for their outcomes and what's going on around them. That then creates a wonderful environment. So this is great if you're working within a team, within a work environment. We can create leaders all the time. And we do it again by the challenge, coach, and then confront. Challenge, coach, confront. So, all right, guys, that's all for today. I hope this has been useful. Paul, makes great sense getting them to buy in. It sure does. So when they buy in, when you facilitate, when you steer the questions and they come up with the answers, they're going to believe in it and they're going to own that and they're more likely to move forward and take action on it. Thanks very much, Shorty. All right, guys, thank you very much for joining me. There'll be another We Are Leaders Facebook Live coming very soon. I hope these are useful. Hope you're finding them valuable. Please share your comments down below as you have done in other ones. Let's get the information flowing. Let's support each other and let's all become the great leaders that we already are, but we just haven't realised yet. Thank you very much, guys. Have a great weekend. My name's Steve from I'm Enough Coaching. Toodaloo.